Hello viewers, Duel Australian here. Welcome back. Next gameplay for Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Duel Distractions. Let's do this. But first let me make sure I've renamed Field of Screams to that. Okay, better. Just wanted to make sure I was still recording, so I cut that video there. And as a matter of fact, I was still recording. You were just seeing this screen for the specific time, but let's get into it. Narration mode enabled. With 2 spirit gates already open, the spirit raider Tanya defeated Bastion and gained possession of his spirit key. After losing to his duel to Tanya, Bastion became infatuated with her and wanted a rematch to prove that he was worthy of her. Tanya, can't you take a hint? I already dumped you, don't you remember? He wants a rematch. He can't have one, but you seem quite brave. I do, but I'm here for my friend. He already lost. I duel you, or there's no duel. I never back down from a challenge. I'll duel for Bastion. You know the rules. If you lose this duel, you lose your spirit key and single status. Meaning you move here to this battle arena with me and become my husband forevermore. I sure hope Jaden knows what he is doing. I sure do. And when I'm done, Bastion will know that you don't have to be in love to duel with passion. What do you say we start this, huh? This is an Amazonas deck. It's very easy to beat. You just have to know when to use the right effects at the right time. And the best way to beat some Amazonas decks is to never use an inappropriate card on a very good one. I'm going to see if I can't kick this duel off. And I can. But I'm not going to. And there is a reason. What's the point in doing that? I'll take the Burstinatrix. The Polymerization. And the Clayman. Actually, no. I'll go Wild Heart, just in case. Should have got Bomberman so I could summon Tempest. Now here's what happens. If you use Elemental Hero Flame Wingman to attack a monster, it'll inflict damage equal to the attack of that monster to an opponent. Now I'm going to summon something that is unaffected by any traps, just in case. How about that? 2,000 points of damage already. Looks like Tanya started off very bricked. As a matter of fact, why the hell not? Fusion Summon Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. With 400 extra attack. And it gains an extra piece of a bit of attack. Just because why not? Holy shit, that's a lot of attack. GG, ladies and gentlemen, that was real fast. I guess that's game. Let me know if you ever want a rematch. Narration mode unpaused. No rematch. I joined the Shadow Artist to find a duelist who would be worthy to be my husband. But I've discovered I'm not worthy to be with someone as strong as you. Farewell, Bastion. Well then, I guess this is it. Boy, Bastion. I like this. From Jazz. Boy, Bastion. You sure know how to pick 'em. Don't worry, buddy. There's plenty of fish in the sea. That's so true. Okay, we unlock Amazonas. Sorry, the Brave Amazonas. Challenge deck. Another easy deck to beat. Spoiler alert, a reason to win is our next duel. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, here we go. The most broken elemental hero in the history of elemental heroes. Stratos. Ouch! And there is one thing I love doing to players like this, and this is the most outrageously broken card there is in the history of Gravekeepers, and that's Activate Royal Tribute. Discard them elemental heroes, Jaden. Jeez! Well, that thing wasn't exactly destroyed by battle now, was it? Ow. I may end up restarting this reverse duel. No, I don't need to. That wasn't supposed to happen, but okay. Okay. Jaden did not have any more, monsters in his hand. Until now. Again, now he doesn't have any monsters in his hand. Oh, yes, 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 I love this card. Same attack. And Wild Heart is completely unaffected by any counter traps, well, any trap cards whatsoever. So that's a bit of a problem. Clunk. There's a reason why some of these meta cards or anti-meta cards have hard once per turn effects on them. Doink. Well, at least he could inflict some more damage. Now, Spiritualist cannot specifically affect Heretic, because Heretic is completely unaffected by any other effect while Necrovalue is on the field. So that's completely understandable. Whatever you do, do not activate a second copy of Necrovalue unless your opponent destroys it. Otherwise, Hidden Temples of Necrovalley is dead. So it's better to play more than one copy of the card in the deck. And as a matter of fact, at the end of this video, I'll give you guys a deck profile on this. Sure, I'll take another Imperial Tombs of the Necrovalley. I'll take back that card there, and Gravekeeper's Heretic. Even though he knows it's already over. And just for added funsies, I'm going to smack him in the face. So we got Clay Defender Hero. And that's the end of the duel. Now we'll go on to my deck profile for Gravekeepers. Now Gravekeepers, YuGiOh himself is ancient, and this deck is really sort of ancient in nature. It's more of a fun deck / anti-meta deck. It prevents any player from special summoning a thing while a Necrovalley monster is in the field. Start off with the monsters. 2 Gravekeeper's Commandant. Card's broken. It's literally the terraforming of the deck. Or you can just summon it as a 2100 beat stick if you have Necrovalley already on the field. Gravekeeper's Headman. Card is absolutely nuts because you can special summon a level 4 Gravekeeper's monster in the graveyard in face up attack position or face down defense position. Hard once per turn. Heretic for those sick memes because he is unaffected by any other cards or effects while Necrovalley is on the field. Gravekeeper's Nobleman special summons a Gravekeeper's monster from the deck when it is destroyed by battle in face down defense position. Gravekeeper's Recruiter. When it is destroyed, you can add a Gravekeeper's monster from the deck to the hand. 1 Gravekeeper's Shaman to protect your Necrovalley field spell. And it locks your opponent from activating a field spell card. And field spell cards cannot be destroyed by my opponent's card effects, which is pretty good. Gravekeeper Spiritualist, a 3 of in this deck. She's absolutely crazy. Oh sure, I wouldn't mind fusion summoning during my turn. Bringing out a 3300 attack beat stick by using this card and any of my level 4s as material. I don't mind bringing out something that's a little stronger. Gravekeeper Spy, a 2500 defense wall if you already have Necrovalley on the field, but she's a 2000 defense wall, and she special summons a Gravekeeper's monster when she's flipped over. So you need to utilize this, and a combo of this card to really utilize this deck very, very well. But if you need to absolutely bring one of these guys out, and you only have Nobleman in your hand available when you discard your Gravekeeper's Commandant to get and activate Necrovalley, it shouldn't really matter. Once this monster is destroyed by battle, you just special summon Gravekeeper's Spy and it's basically over. Your opponent can't do anything except weep in pain when they get smacked in the face for however amount of damage that you inflicted them because of this monster's extreme amount of defense points. Plus she's 400 points stronger than a Clayman, so Gravekeeper Stell. 3 copies off. You want to recycle your Gravekeeper's monsters, because this deck is not really complete yet, if you will. 1 copy of Hidden Temples of Necro Valley, because the card is virtually useless. It goes as soon as a Necro Valley leaves the field, and it goes if you only have 2 Gravekeeper's monsters on the field if you activate this card while Necro Valley is on the field. However, if you have another Gravekeeper's monster on the field, and Necro Valley on the field, this card does not go if you use up 2 out of the 3 of your Gravekeeper's monsters on the field if you have 3 Gravekeeper's monsters on the field in the first place. So basically, this is a crazy card that prevents anybody from special summoning anything from the extra deck, or anything at all, while Necro Valley is on the field. And while I control any Necro Valley monsters. Two copies of Necro Valley gotten with your terraforming of the deck, your Commandant. Stops banishing effects, or moving cards other than themselves to a different place effects, if in the graveyard. Necro Valley, 3 copies of Necro Valley Throne. Cards broken allows you to immediately normal summon another Gravekeeper's monster, or what I like to do is grab another one from the deck. Basically, it's your reinforcement of the army of the deck, or your double summon of the deck. Depends on which effect you want to use. I highly recommend the reinforcement of the army effect. Royal Tribute, the most absolute broken card in this deck, because if you have a Gravekeeper's monster on the field and Necro Valley, and your opponent has a lot of monsters in their hand, it's bye-bye. You're not going to have any monsters in your hand by the time you use this girl's effect. And I hope you guys don't have any monsters in your hand when you use this girl's effect. You really should use up a fusion material in your hand if you find it useless, such as this card. Why have this card face down and then special summon another monster from your deck for no reason if you already have Spiritualist? This card brings out this card exclusively, because she is your heart and soul of the deck. However, all of these Gravekeepers, these new Gravekeepers monsters effects, they're all hard once per turn. Same with the spell cards. They're all hard once per turn, except the traps. They're continuous, except this one. That's a hard once per turn. And that rounds off your spell cards for the deck. 2 anti-spell fragrance for your traps. Want a way to really piss off a lot of Pendulum players? Well, force them to use monsters rather than Pendulum monsters by activating anti-spell fragrance. They can't do a thing. They can't activate Pendulum monsters in the Pendulum zones as spell cards, or the Duel zones, if you know what I mean. Because the far left and far right spell and trap zones are now treated as Pendulum zones. Imperial Tombs of the Necro Valley. This card I have no words for. I'm speechless. This card is insane. If your opponent attempts to activate Twin Twisters to destroy this card, no problem. Destroy it. But you must have a Gravekeeper's monster face up on the field to activate and resolve that effect anyway. Oh, just so you're aware, the side deck is empty because you literally don't need a side deck with this deck. It's too broken. Anyway, here is your metaverse of the deck. If you don't already have a field spell face up, this is Necro Valley Temple. Allows you to activate a Necro Valley from your hand during your main phase, but only if you control no card in your field zone. Three copies of this and this. And the last and final 3 cards in the main deck is 3 Rite of Spirits. You want to bring back this girl as quickly as possible so you can use her to bring back Supernaturalist Or you can just simply use Supernaturalist as a 2500 beta with more than capable amounts of attack to bring down an enemy monster. Can be used to bring back any Gravekeeper's monster. Anyway, extra deck is quite simple. 3 Supernaturalist. Cards broken. During your main phase you can activate this effect. During the end phase of this turn, add 1 Gravekeeper's monster or Necro Valley card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Gravekeeper's Supernaturalist once per turn. Cards broken. Because it gains attack equal to the combined original levels of the materials used for its summon. Times 100. So if you use Shaman and Spiritualist, it gains 1000 attack. Top that off with Necro Valley. That's 3500. There is no monster in the game right now, except a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, or any monster with 4000 attack, or any monster with 3600 attack or more, that can beat this thing. It's stupid. This deck can't compete with the best Pendulum deck in the world. However, if you go first and you are lucky, flip this card over. Your opponent can't do shit or jack if they're using pendulums. But ladies and gentlemen, that's my Gravekeeper's deck profile. I do hope you guys enjoy. Stand by in the future where I'll be giving you guys a deck profile before I start the next duel, which is a reason to win. I will simply give you guys my troll deck, my trollolol deck. That really makes me laugh whenever I use it on someone. It's a funny deck. But anyway, ladies and gents, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Do give me a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe. It sure helps the YouTube algorithm out a lot. If you guys could comment on this video, that would also contribute to the algorithm. Do share this video around, it gets me a lot bigger of an audience. Big shout outs to Liam over at the BP OTR and Penola Road here in Mount Gambier, Australia. Thank you very much for subscribing. Although your notification never came through, doesn't really matter right now. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you guys have a beautiful day. Play smart, play safe, and I'll catch you on the duel field. See ya.